Greetings, TheWarOwl greets you, and I'm going to be showing you here one of the most fun experiences I've had playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I feel that to be a good game, to truly qualify as a truly immersive and entertaining experience, one must be able to come away from the game with stories. You know, when you're playing a really amazing game and you come away from it back into the real world and you just want to share your experience with others and tell your friends to tell about the truly epic, exciting battles or the life-changing experience you had hiding from zombies or something like that. Anyway, well, I really overhyped this, but basically, every week I have a community event so that I can play Counter-Strike Global Offensive with you folks, and we always have a great time. To join our merry band of pubbers, join my Steam group. There's a link to my Steam group on my channel page. And on Wednesday, it's called WarOwl Wednesdays, sometime, usually afternoonish, 7 to 9ish Eastern time in the North America, you'll get an invite to join. Unfortunately, though, Valve has decided that Wednesday afternoon, exactly right smack dab in the middle of my community event, was the time to start releasing updates. So unfortunately, our event is ruined every once in a while because I have to go update the server and do all sorts of stupid things. By that part, everyone's left. Anyway, a little birdie told me that Mirage is coming with this upcoming Wednesday. I don't know if it's confirmed or anything, or if the time itself is confirmed being Wednesday, but a remake of Mirage, styled to the updated graphics of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, by the way, it looks pretty, will be hitting electronic shelves, or hopefully we won't have to, we might pay, I don't know, marking the first release of a competitive map since the game came out. I have very high hopes that might be shattered. That they will, during this update, during the opportunity that they are releasing Mirage, make the competitive mode competitive by adding 128-tick servers and fogless maps. Do it! For crying out loud! Now that the hacker problem is coming under control with the Overwatch thing, and we have 2 flashbangs and 2 things remain on my checklist. Competitive maps for competitive mode, and 128-tick servers. Do I have to beg? Do I have to beg? Because I won't degrade myself so. Anyway, back to the reason why you're actually watching this video, the giant knife fight of Doom going on in the background. This time, I decided to do something different. We usually play on my server, play some fun maps, or do some competitive or something like that. This time, we joined a large Deathmatch server and played Deathmatch. One of my friends is putting up a new Deathmatch server, so we decided to give it a shot. After a few maps of regular old shotty McShoot-shoot, things got interesting. You know, and I know, that it's good manners when somebody pulls out a knife to pull out a knife yourself and engage them in a merry knife fight. It's just video game etiquette. Everybody knows it. I mean, the new kids coming in don't know it, and they're sort of jerks and they shoot you, but that's okay. They'll learn. Rarely do the stars align such as they did here, and it's worth noting that not everybody playing here was part of our community event. Basically, over time, very organically, everybody ended up knifing. Nobody pulled out a gun and murdered anybody. Everybody had good manners, and because people were knifing, other people joined in. And I've never seen this happen before. It was incredibly exciting and fascinating to watch. And, you know, it happened after about 10 minutes. We were all engaged in this giant epic deathmatch knife fight that waged across the entire map. It was incredibly fun and ridiculously bloody. It was like chivalry with hitboxes that actually worked. There were actual tactics emerging from this, folks teaming up and using teamwork to dominate certain sections of the map. In one instance, on my team, which I was not able to record unfortunately, I only caught the tail end of it here, a rallying cry was called and everybody congregated at a certain point. Then, we charged around the map looking for some CTs. And that's when epicness happened. The CTs were doing the exact same thing, and we ended up colliding with their group head-on in a giant, bloody knife fight worthy of an urban gangster movie, much more interesting than West Side Story, though we could dance all day. It was sort of like, you know, you watch those medieval movies where you have these 2 armies, and you got the 2 heads of the armies out in front charging, and they call the charge freedom, and I mean, I actually was screaming freedom as we did it. I screamed freedom and we ran in there to fight. It was hilarious, loads of fun. and incredibly fun. There was no collide, so it was a really interesting battle, and I love when I take stories away from games. One of these games where this happens consistently is Battlefield 3. We've had some really epic battles, the Super Spiffy Squad, which is what we called ourselves. In that game, I was sort of known for doing this cool stunt I pulled, and I was able to consistently pull off. I think I did it like 4 times or something. This one time, I was ducking behind cover with another member of the Super Spiffy Squad. I always played the medic, so it was my job to not die, and also to prevent other people from dying, and bringing other people back from the dead creepily. Now, while we had some cover in what I seem to recall as like either giant boxes or shipping containers or something, a giant enemy attack helicopter, or actually one of those little ones, but an attack helicopter nonetheless was zooming around trying to make mincemeat out of us. So, being epic, I shot the guy out of the helicopter with one burst, climbed up on top of the shipping containers, and jumped over the side into the falling helicopter, and took off before it hit the water and blew up. It was incredibly fun, and I very much value a game that can give a gamer that kind of experience. I mean, Call of Duty thinks it can give people that kind of experience, but it's really just like cutscenes and it's completely scripted. This stuff, folks, this stuff is real, with real people on the other end. And this, as was this knife fight. I was able to get my knife fight achievement from this as well, and this is definitely one of the most fun times I've had in CSGO. Since that time, everybody started randomly using tasers during the beta. Well, I'm the WarOwl, and I still have no closer.